So when you're feeling stuck in your head, maybe you're feeling overwhelmed or you have self-doubt or fears. Let's say it's self-doubt and you're like, oh my God, I can't do this. I don't know if I'm going to get it right. Or I don't know if my good work will be good enough. I don't know if the guy's going to like me. Let's say you have all these thoughts going on and you just keep looping on them, right? They just keep repeating and you keep getting lost in there. Usually these thoughts have a mirroring sensation in the body. Uh, it can be a myriad of different sensations. Let's say when you start feeling that thinking about the self-doubt, you start feeling like a closure in your throat or a pressure in your chest or your belly kind of goes wonky. There's usually a mirroring sensation. Some people don't even notice the sensations in their body, either because their body is kind of like frozen and paralyzed. And then that's a sensation in and of itself. And so you need to meet that. Or because they're just so lost in their heads, they don't even notice that there's stuff going on in the body. So in that case, you need to go figure out what's going on in your body. Okay, what are the mirroring sensations? If you know what the mirroring sensation is, then for you to be able to dissolve that pattern, you need to do two things simultaneously that happen in parallel, one first, the other one second, or vice versa, or both at the same time. One of them is you need to feel the sensation that's in your body or figure out what the sensation is if you don't know. And the other one is you need to watch the thoughts that are going on in your mind. You need to watch the story. So let's say, let's go back to the self-doubt. You're like, oh, I'm not going to be able to do that job. I'm not good enough. And you tell me, Pavi, like when I think that, I feel contracted in my throat. Then what I'm going to say is you bring your attention to lovingly feel that contraction in your throat and watch the thoughts that are going on in your mind. Like, I'm not good enough. I'm not going to be able to make that happen. And you just be there, feeling the feeling fully, the sensation, watching the thought. At some point, there's going to be a sort of such a deep unwinding that the sensation will unwind and the thoughts will unwind. And that can happen in the first 5 minutes, and that can happen in the first 5 days or 5 months. It's something where you never know how deep it runs. So you just need to keep coming at it, because the reason why the feeling and the thoughts stays within you and keeps coming back within you is because it's a sort of Velcro where you're believing in the thought and the feeling. And so it keeps coming back, or you're struggling against the thought and the feeling. You're fighting against it. You're running away from it. You're trying to control it. You're trying to change it. You're trying to talk therapy your way out of that experience. And so then it keeps coming back like a Velcro. So this is why when you're able to just feel the feeling and watch the thoughts, at some point, all of these mechanisms where you're fighting against the feeling, the thought, it will start to unwind. And then they're able to carry on their merry way. And you're able to dissolve them out of your system. I hope this was clear.